Hello and welcome to the Untitled Cars Show. I'm your host, Ike. I'm coming to you from the cabin of a Mazda CX-9. I'll have a full review for you on that either Friday or Saturday as you're listening to this today. So, just briefly talking about, this is the little Monday vlog, podcast thing I do. So, just going to give you a little recap of the weekend. So worked on the Volvo, got a starter relay, starter button, everything installed. So now I can actually start the starter without having to short circuit out everything, which is awesome. Painted the fenders just to see how they'll look in green. I actually really like it. Yeah, I know it's a weird thing to do, but it's one of those things where you have 10 or 15 minutes. You really can't do too much work on the car. So you just got to get out, hit it with the Krylon, and then just see what's left. So, or spray can, whatever the hell. Krylon, like Kleenex, where it's kind of everyone knows what you're talking about. Anyway, so had fun. Just not really car heavy this weekend. Just relaxing, enjoying. I'm starting a new schedule next week, so hopefully that'll make it easier to get out more episodes more often. I know I've been down to 2 episodes a week, which is not what I want to be doing, but beats 0 episodes, so there's that. And not to get too potty blocky. Oh, that's the other thing, too. So part of the reason is went out to the park this weekend with my little girl, and little boy there, probably a year or two older than her, and he coughed right in my daughter's face. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, good. Like, you just know you're going to be sick because this little kid, I don't blame him, I blame his parents, just like coughing right in my daughter's face. So that was Saturday. Saturday night, big runny nose. Sunday, miserable. She is. I'm miserable. Neither one of us is feeling too great anyway, so it's kind of why I didn't do exactly what I wanted to do this weekend, but it is what it is, as they say. So, yeah, it seems, I feel like I complain a lot about illness and sickness on the show, and I think part of that is just because I've hit 30, and it's like everything that wants to go wrong with me wants to go wrong with me like the moment you hit 30, so look forward to that, kids. And part of that is because I have a wife who works in a hospital and a kid who goes to daycare, so yeah, I'm going to be sick, and it's going to be sucky. So she just started daycare. The wife's been working in a hospital a long time, so hopefully don't get too sick too often to keep me from doing these shows. What else? I still got to send out stickers and envelopes and everything. I've just been everything's ready to go. I just have to go out and buy stamps, which hopefully I'll have done this week by tonight when you're hearing this. So they'll be in the mail soon. It's half of my problem is easily distracted. Ooh, excuse me. Got a little gas going on. So half of my problem is I'm super easily distracted, which is fine when you're podcasting because you can go from topic to topic to topic to topic to topic without much issue. But you also have, when you're supposed to do stuff, you get easily distracted and off on a tangent, and then when you're laying in bed late at night about to pass out, you're like, oh yeah, I got to do that. So that's kind of my gift and my curse. And that's what I was kind of go with when it comes to episodes and everything. So because I've been having this big rigmarole and everything happening in the personal life, we haven't really had any we've had some good guests on recently, but let's call them, like last week was a repeat guest. This week coming up is going to be, Ryan West, in theory. Uh, so I'm working on getting guests coming up now that I know exactly what's going to happen in day-to-day life. Be able to better plan out what's going to happen with the show so we can get better scheduling going on and get guests coming in, new guests coming in once again. So hopefully it works out for all of us, and we got some new and exciting guests coming up soon. That being said, I don't know, I'm very excited. We should be good. We should be good to go with everything in terms of ironing out life skills and everything. Yeah, it's always fun. It's one of those things where I was given basically an option to go in super early to work with the day job. And a lot of people are saying, well, aren't you going to hate it? Aren't you going to be miserable in the morning? You've always been a night person, blah, 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 blah. So part of that is, yeah, it might suck a little bit at first, when it comes to sleeping and everything, but I don't know if you've ever really had a point in your life where looking back 6 months later, a year later, where you're not happy about the change. And maybe that's just, confirmation bias or something, but in my life, every time something drastic's changed, something where people say, oh, that's going to be bad, or that's going to be worse, or blah, 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 it's always ended up being a relatively good thing. It's been, maybe it's not the best in the beginning, takes some adjustment, takes some getting used to, but I do think this is going to be helpful. And because of that, what I want to do is Katie's Cars and Coffee is close by in the district, or just south of the District of Columbia, in a little Virginia hamlet, town, whatever you want to call it. And my plan is to be there this weekend. So all the turmoil, everything going on in my personal life, wasn't really able to get together an opposite lock meetup. I'm going to work on getting something next year. We did have some great people like Dusty Ventures do the Oppo Rally, and we've had some meetups in Colorado and California and Europe. So it's been, and the one in Ohio. So it's been, a good year for that. So now that we kind of have like a series of meetups and get-togethers, what I'm thinking about next year is making a big get-together somewhere just for opposite-like people well in advance so we kind of know what we're going to do. So that's where we're at. Yeah. So it should be fun. I'm working on that. I'm thinking I'm going to kind of pick a place because when I leave it up to voting and everything, everyone kind of gets they got good ideas. I'm not going to say they don't, but it gets to a point where you can't make everyone happy. So I'm just going to kind of pick something, put it together that I know I can put together, and then I'm going to leave it at that. So if you can come, you can come. If you can't come, you can't come. Trying to think. The other thing is, lost the train of thought. That's it. So when I was talking a bit ago about being easily distracted, and 2 episodes is better than 1, or better than none, which is none is worse than 1. That's how math works, Ike. That's how that works. Anywho, it's always fun and fascinating to see. I don't know if so my day-to-day life is, when I'm perusing for guests, for ideas, for stuff to do. Like Jake from Rags to Races is a good example of this. I grabbed him super early on in his podcasting career and brought him onto the show. And part of the reason I did is because I think you can listen to an episode or 2 of a podcast and really know if this person's going to be in it for the long haul. I apologize for that. like in it for the long haul. Now I'm not saying, oh, he's never going to miss a week, never going to miss an episode, blah blah blah. And everyone I've really had on, so the GTB Johnnies, the Dave and Ian's of Team Clearcoat, Matthew from over there on. He's going to kill me for this. I can't remember the name. It's him and Forge Crown Victor, or Dusty over there with the Slipstream stuff. And that's going to kill me. Flat Sideways Fully Locked. That's the name of the podcast. Aha. There's always, and maybe not always, there's a enthusiasm for, because you have to combine two things together. You have to combine a love of automobiles, and you have to love the process of podcasting. And maybe not love podcasting, but you have to be comfortable with it. And it's such a shame, because I'll listen to some shows. I won't put anyone out there on blast. Guy just pulled out in front of me and decided to do the brake thing. Never happened before. Anyway, I don't know. Just very confused by the way this Nissan Titan's driving. But laser guided cruise control, so neat. It's so weird. The cars were in DC traffic, so the car is like lane departure warning and brake warning, and everything's going off at once. Anyway, back to my original topic. So you can hear a love of cars, but you do understand there's this hesitance and this uncomfortability with the part of podcasting. And I bring that up because, one of the things I think that makes me able to do this is simply because I just talk to myself sometimes anyway. But my random ADD brain just blah, 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 and off and on, a million different diatribes. But because I got the CX-9, and I've done a couple of, I had the Mitsubishi Mirage and Ford Escape, so now I'm going to move, hopefully we're going to be coming out with a lot more video stuff soon-ish. So I don't expect it to all come out as a deluge. So maybe once a month, leading into once every or twice a month, to maybe beyond that. We'll see. But we're just going to kind of get our feet into this YouTube stuff and start trying to make a name for ourselves out there. So it's interesting, and because a lot of my media diet is what they call quote unquote new media. So really the only thing I watch on normal broadcast television now, broadcast cable television, I don't know, besides sports, I can't tell you the last time I watched broadcast television. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, because all my media diet is basically new media, YouTube, podcasts, not even like a bunch of like high-end like Amazon video, stuff like that. I'd say about 90% of what I view is just YouTube on a day-to-day basis. So actually there are probably days where I don't even watch anything on the TV unless my wife is next to me watching something. So I'm trying to apply the same lessons I learned from podcasting to that proactively. My only issue is I love the long form. I love to ramble, as you may know. So it becomes a bit of an issue trying to condense myself. I also need to get better equipment. I need to upgrade some stuff, and that's, needs to happen, but we'll see. We'll kind of work with what we got and then break our way into it. There's no reason to go out and spend, $5,000 on all brand new equipment when you may do it in a week and a half or whatever. That's kind of like the podcasting thing. A lot of people, they get into it, they spend all this money on their equipment, but they really don't use it beyond a couple days or a couple weeks, and that's such a shame. Because you want to do it. There's an investment. There's a like. There's a love of doing it, and I think one of the nice things about YouTube over podcasts is there's a much more of a direct feedback in terms of you're going to hear what the people watching think a lot faster than you will with a podcast or a TV show or whatever. How many people are going to get on Twitter and compliment you on a show or, whatever. It's not a lot. But YouTube comments, you get a bunch of those. So, again, in my past life, before doing this, I worked on a show that got a fair bit of views, a lot of comments, and I could see how that could be encouraging and discouraging, and, going from that world into this world of podcasting pretty much exclusively. Very nice because you go from negative a lot of times, just for the sake of being negative, to kind of this wonderful, positive atmosphere of podcasting. But I don't know. I've been doing this long enough. I think you all want to see. Maybe this is me being a little narcissistic here, but maybe you all want to see me do some video stuff, do more of it. I think now's the time. So we're going to get into it. We're going to be doing some review stuff. We're going to be doing some more tinkering stuff. We're just going to be putting out video stuff. So we'll see. It's going to be a little bit experimental at first, but then we're going to get into, the more hardcore stuff. I don't know how you put it. Hardcore. What am I saying? We'll be more experimental at first. We'll try and experimental. Let me explain what I'm saying here. So there's going to be a Mazda CX-9 review coming out, and then there's going to be probably another vehicle review the month following, and then it'll probably be something a little different the month following that. I'm not saying, we're going to be doing Yoko Ono just for like 8 hours on a YouTube video, unless that's what you want to watch. But we're going to work on, I'm trying to think here, just kind of perfecting stuff, getting stuff done right. We're going to be trying out, I don't know how to say it. I'm just going to be, just because I'm doing car reviews doesn't mean that's what I'm going to be doing every month, unless that's what you want. So we'll kind of see. So we'll see how the reception is for the first couple videos. I'm not expecting groundbreaking numbers, obviously, but just enough to kind of make it work. Make it worth the while, as they say. Is that sorry, you can't see this, but there's a Scion FRS with that, multi-color paint on it. Yeah, it looks nice. Where, the sun shines on it different colors, and it ends up being different colors. I would take a picture if I wasn't in a traffic jam right now. So, which, that's how you know I'm in D.C., because I'm in a traffic jam. So, I don't know. Fun times. It's interesting, trying to break into this field to do stuff. I don't know. Again, maybe, we've had the challenge, and what I always like to say is, if it's easy, you need to work harder, or you need to find another thing. You need to make a way to make it difficult. So, next week will be a good bellwether for me in terms of, will the new early schedule work well with the podcasting, will it work well with, life in general. Is it going to help facilitate 3 episodes a week? If it's not going to help facilitate 3 episodes a week, what do you do to make 3 episodes a week possible? So if 3 episodes a week becomes easy, well, then maybe we go to, instead of adding, I don't know if you could handle 5 days of Ike. I think that might be a bit much. Maybe I'm wrong, but, I can barely handle 7 days of myself a week. I can't imagine. Not really. It's like 6 because I sleep a lot. But it's so we're going to try and break into new media because 3 episodes a week. I think you got to do YouTube after that. You got to start pushing out and doing stuff. So that's kind of where we're at. Katie's Cars and Coffee this Saturday, District of Columbia, just south of the District of Columbia. I'm going to be there, just kind of helping myself train to be an early bird. And then after that, I'm going to be doing lunch. And then the plan is to do Marley Station Mall in the afternoon. They do a Stuck in the 50s event. So if you're interested in coming out and being in the district and just doing a full day at car show, next week or this upcoming weekend is a good time to do it. And hopefully you'll get to see me and say hi, and I can give you a sticker. So we'll see. Trying to think what else is on. And then next year, look out, I'm going to be doing a big event. I'll plan it out. I plan to put out a little write-up on that here soon, so we should see when that comes out. Trying to think what else. I'll go check out TrackMonkeyApparel.com. Those guys do some great work over there. Really looking forward. They're coming out with some new product here soon, is my understanding, so it should be interesting to see what that is. I wish I knew, but to channel our president, I'm sure it's going to be great. These are fantastic people. It's just, people like that, do people not like that? Do people have a sense of humor anymore? Who the fuck knows? But that's what it is. So, thanks everyone so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. And I'll look forward to Wednesday and Friday this week. So, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Wherever you are, whatever time it is there, thank you so much for listening. Please, be safe out there.